just a reminder of those spaces between the breaths, just the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath. And we'll be working on mobilisation, rib cage, body, and then for the last 10 minutes we'll just sit and do some really nice relaxing breathing, ready for the new year. So let's get yourselves into a standing position, comfortable standing position. And we'll start off just with some very light shaking. So just wrists, let the legs go as well a little bit, and particularly the shoulders, particularly the upper back and the shoulders and the neck, where we tend to hold a lot of tension. And just keep this nice and easy, so it's not aggressive, it's not tight, it's relaxing and releasing, rather than thinking of shaking out stress and tightness. Just let go and relax and release. Nice and easy. And let's take a few fuller breaths in through the nose. So you're breathing in through the nose, and you can just release and let go out through the mouth. A nice sigh out through the mouth. Just a really nice, almost like a waking up in the morning, just letting go and releasing. So in through the nose, deep into the body, and really let go of any tightness in the jaw, in the neck and the shoulders. I can feel already my shoulders just letting go just that little bit more. In through the nose, we'll do one more fuller breath. Deep into the body, and then just slow the movement down and just take a standing position. Let's go slightly wider on the feet, so go about shoulder width apart on the feet. Keeping a soft knee. So by soft knee, I mean not locked out, not hyperextended and locked, but not bent. So we're not going on a bent knee at the minute. We're just letting that knee soften. You can let the thighs go, let the thighs relax a little bit on there. And let's just pop our hands on the belly. This is just a really nice, physical reminder of where our center of gravity is. So we can pop our hands on our belly and it brings our attention to our belly. It brings our attention to the body's center of gravity. So it's centering us. Move around a little bit if you need to. So play around with that weight shift. I will show you from the side. So you can just bring the heels back. So the weight, bring the hips back so you've got the weight a little bit more through the heels. Keeping grounded and stable, strong down from your center of gravity, and at the same time lifted through the spine. So although we're in a standing position, there is still movement, there is still flow, there is still rhythm moving through the body. And all we're doing now is tuning in to get our breathing apparatus, our lungs, our ribs, our diaphragm, all in a really nice place where we can just allow the breath, the energy, the blood, the fluids to flow through the body. So bring your attention to the feet. So just again notice where your feet are standing. A little bit of weight, maybe a little bit more through the heels. Give your toes a little bit of a wiggle. Lower legs, knees, hips. Just observing, just checking in with what's going on in the body. Pelvis area. And now balance your torso on top of that pelvis. So just visualize the spine lengthening. And imagine each of the segments of the spine just increasing with space in between the spine, each of the segments lengthening, lifting from the crown. And now just tune in and observe the breath. So we're not changing anything or doing anything differently, we're just noticing the breath. And the first thing to check out is where do I notice it? Do I notice it belly? Do I notice it chest? Nostrils? So you may find a particular place where you notice it more. And now we'll just have a little explore and play around and start off noticing in the nostrils. So this is usually a great place to observe the breath to start off with, because it's a very clear physical sensation. So just check in with that physical sensation, slightly cooler air coming in through the nose and slightly warmer leaving. And the trick here is not to actually change how you're breathing. So that's the challenge, is just breathe as you are naturally breathing, but just noticing at the top, slightly cooler air coming in through the nose, slightly warmer leaving. So just observing that inhale, beginning of the inhale and end of the exhale. Slightly cooler air coming in through the nose, slightly warmer leaving. Good, and then just let the arms rest by the side, shake them out a little bit, shake the legs out a little bit. Again, with this practice, if ever you start to get tight or tense in that standing position, then please do just move around a little bit, because the last thing I want to do is create any rigidity. So if we're being distracted from just that focus on the breath by tightness or tension in the body, then just feel free to move a little bit. It's not about you having to do exactly what I say or hold a particular rigid position. Let's go back to that standing position. Again, pop your hands on the belly. All we're doing is bringing awareness to our center of gravity. So connecting down to the ground, connecting up to the sky. But we can also use this place here to observe the breath. So again, without changing anything, just observe how when you take a breath in, or when the breath enters the body, slight rise in the belly, or slight move forwards of the belly. And as you breathe out, belly comes back towards the spine. But at this point, we're not actually actively engaging any breathing muscles. I just want you to notice that as you breathe in. And it'll be very small because, again, in a standing position, we're having to use our muscles, we're having to use our structure to actually keep us tall. So if I'm doing all of this with my belly, that's not the point. I just want you to feel very subtle movement as the breath enters the body, and as you breathe out, that the belly just goes back towards the spine. And again, the challenge is not to change anything. See if you can just observe it. And what is actually happening as you breathe in and the belly comes out a little bit is the diaphragm is going from a resting position here, contracting, so it's pushing down, so it's displacing, it's pushing your organs down, and that's what brings the belly forward. So we cannot breathe in air to our belly unless we're gulping air in through the mouth. So belly breathing isn't about overusing abdominal muscles to activate breath. We can use our abdominal muscles when we want to create an active out breath, but if you're just in a standing position, in a resting position, just allow the breath to happen. So as you breathe in, the diaphragm is coming down and just bringing the belly forwards a little bit. And again, just shake out a little bit, move around a little bit, shake your legs a little bit. And then when you're ready, come back to your standing position. And this time just pop your hands on the back of your kidneys up here. So however is comfortable without you tightening the shoulders up. So hands on the back of the body there. And what is sometimes useful for this position is a slight tilt forwards, or what you could explore is just slightly tucking the pelvis. And now feel the breath in the back of the body. And this is one of the nicest places to really explore. I find one of the nicest places to explore breath into the back of the body, because we're always aware of the front of our body. We're all the time told about talking about belly breathing. But actually, we want to create some space in the back of the body here. So just feel the ribs expand a little bit in the back of the body. And again, I want you just to observe. So we can practice bigger movements, bigger fuller volumes, slower breaths to actually increase the space. What we're doing here, just to start off with, is just observing and noticing. This is also good practice for relaxing the shoulders and opening up the shoulders as well. Good, and then just let the arms relax by the sides, give the legs a little bit of a shake out. So with the breath, with the just observing, just take your time. You don't have to spend 20 minutes a day sitting, not thinking about anything. That's not what meditation or breath work is all about. Just take a few moments to focus on, oh, I can notice the breath in the nose. I can notice the breath in the lower ribs and in the back of the body. Just throughout your everyday movement, sitting, cooking, walking. Just check in and notice what's going on with the breath. Now let's do some deliberate fuller breaths to actually help create a little bit more space in the body, and also tune into that space at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath. So because we're doing fuller breaths but we're slowing the breathing down, we're not going into hyperventilation, we're not over breathing. If we were doing very quick full breaths and breathing a greater volume of air than we need, then that could bring you into hyperventilation. But if you slow the breath, we can take a fuller breath. Let's do some movement with that as well. So this time we're going to bend the knees a little bit more so we can really ground ourselves, really connect to the ground. And we're just going to bring the hands up the body. And it's as if we're picking something up and we're just placing it above our head. So we're extending. Let's just practice the movement first, then we come down. Just do a couple more of those just with a movement. Relax the shoulders as the arms come up. Open up the chest as you lift up. Look up towards the sky. Bring it safely down. Now let's coordinate the breath with that. So you're breathing in. We'll do the breathing in and out through the nose. In through the nose. Couple of seconds at the top and then out through the nose. Slight pause at the bottom and then in. Little pause at the top and then out. See if you can get that idea of the spine wave going on as well. So you're breathing in, your spine is extending, your chest's opening. A little bit of pause at the top and out. And in. You can maybe count for a couple of beats and then out. Couple of beats. Let's do one more. In, smooth. And then rest there. Shake out the wrists a little bit, shake out if you need to shake out. We're slowing the breath down there, so I want that breath to be smooth. If it starts to get a little bit shaky, then either do a couple of breaths in that lift, or actually do it for slightly quicker. So I want that idea of the breath is smooth and the movement is smooth. And you get that little bit of pause at the top or suspension. It's like the top of a wave, and then your breath comes back down and you get that bottom of the breath as well. Also, when you're doing this, notice that I'm not drawing breath into my nostrils. Just allow the breath in. You're taking a bigger volume, so you're actually being more active in that in-breath. But also, even though you're bringing your arms up, keep the shoulders down and relax and breathe down here. So breathe into the lower ribs, breathe into the back of the body. So the breath is going down even though you're bringing your arms up. So let's do a couple more of those, just feeling, bringing that breath down into the back in particular. So again, let's get our position started. Feet shoulder width, a little bit of bend in the knees so we can really ground ourselves. So when you're ready, breathing in low. Keep that breathing going low. Crest of the breath, crest of the wave, then breathe out. A little bit of rest at the bottom, and in. Breath going deep and into the back of the body as well. And out. And in. Shoulders relaxed. Enjoy the space at the top and out. Now we're going to do it single arm. I'm going to mirror you, so we'll go with the right arm up first. So right arm goes up, left arm down, and we just breathe into the side of the body here. So we just have a little side movement, and then you swap hands in the middle. So middle little fingers come together, and then you breathe, slight bend, breathe into the side of the body here. And again, breathing in, slight pause, breathing out. As we cross, then you can start to breathe in. Breathing out. And in. And out. In. And out. Good. And then just shake out the hands, a little bit of rotation. And then for the last few minutes, let's find a seat. So you can sit on a chair, or you can sit on the floor, where whatever's comfortable for you. Bolster. Good thing about sitting is you can really now feel the sitting bones connected to the ground. So we really can focus on lengthening the spine up without being tight or rigid. And you can pop your palms facing upwards. That's quite nice because it opens up the shoulders as well and just lets the elbows hang and relax, get the head balanced on top of the spine. And you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable closing your eyes. And we'll just observe now those spaces at the top and the bottom of the breath. So as you breathe in, really notice the stillness and the rest at the top of the breath. So just looking at the top of the breath at the minute as you're breathing in, natural breath in. Just really enjoy that stillness and the relaxation at the top of the breath, that effortlessness. You might find you can relax and let go of tension in the shoulders or in the hips at the top of the breath. And then let's switch our observation, our attention to the bottom of the breath. So the same thing, when you get to the bottom of the breath, you have that natural pause. Just tune in with that natural pause at the bottom of the breath. And again, at the moment, we're not necessarily changing anything, we're not extending it. I just want you to explore it, feel it, let go and enjoy the fact that you don't have to do anything. At the bottom of the breath. And then just switch your attention away completely from the breath and just take a few moments just to sit comfortably in your own space. We've most probably all got a little plan of what we aim to do today, what we've got to do today. But just give yourself just these few moments just to relax, feel comfortable, feel grounded, feel prepared, and also just give yourself this time to remind yourself that just every so often, just throughout the day, just check in with your breath. It's not magical or mysterious, it's just, how am I breathing? Follow a few breaths. Hopefully you've got some nice things planned today that you're going to enjoy. Let's just give ourselves maybe a little bit of a stretch, reach out to the sides, reach out above our heads. Wave bye-bye. Brilliant, excellent, that's great, good to see you. I'm glad some people are still around during the Christmas break. So I will see you again on Thursday for movement. We'll do a little bit more crawling, I think, because the crawling is looking good at the minute, more pushing and pressing and squatting. Again, focusing on the breath, not overstressing the body. Have a fabulous day, everybody, and leave any questions if you've got any questions. If not, I'll see you on Thursday. Take care. Thanks for joining. Have a good day. Bye.